let's get things into perspective with as far as the ILP is concerned. We must not dislocate the one fact where 60 MLAs jointly signed a memorandum to the government of India. At that point of time, party flags were put aside. All leaders in the Legislative Assembly put forward their agreement to have the implementation of the ILP. Unfortunately, it was always the state government who was rallying along with the MP of Tura seat of the state of Meghalaya. Now I will join hands with the government, with Tura MP and myself, and believe me, we'll make a ruckus. They have to take a decision. I can tell you one thing. We will speak not just in the House, in Parliament. We will create and generate a focus on this agenda. We have sat across the table. I have read all of the follow-up dialogues and discussions that the NPP MDA 1 had with stakeholders. I have read the report thoroughly. I know what was being said then. We will follow through on the ILP agenda with the same spirit. We cannot move away from what was discussed with all stakeholders. You have already seen the MDA 1 has already announced for the implementation of the MRSSA in its new version. There were things that were talked about with the MRSSA in the previous regimes, but the MDA 1 had gone ahead to look at the implementation of the MRSSA in a new approach. I will stick with what the government says. I will not deviate from what the government has said and committed alongside the NGOs. We will work together on this. There was a problem with the assent of this bill. That has also been sorted. It looks like we are well ahead of the implementation of the ILP. The ILP, in my understanding, has many formulas for implementation. And if in the state of Meghalaya, the MRSSA is an acceptable idea, we go ahead, we get the necessary notes as per directions of the state government with the central government and make sure it sees the light of day.
Ma'am, there is